Hi everyone. I feel the need to share with you that lately I've been feeling pretty stressed out. I have this feeling of being completely drained as I lose the optimism I had earlier this summer when I thought the pandemic was winding down. I'm exhausted trying to convince people to get vaccinated. I'm worried that the coughing patient in front of me has COVID and that I and my staff will get sick. And on top of all that, now I'm hoping the next patient I see doesn't need a prescription because I'm just not getting the hang of the new e-prescribing system. And all of this is on top of the usual stressors: running behind schedule, being overbooked, having too many mental health patients, being understaffed, worrying about finances, and of course, there's still my outside work stressors related to my family, friends, and life in general. Sometimes I get a pit in my stomach when I wake up and think about facing the day. I know that many of you are feeling the same way, as I've had conversations like this with a lot of you. What I want to do today, instead of just unloading on you, is share 3 things I do to help me manage during times like this, with hopes that maybe some of it will help you too. So first, when I'm in an anxious mood, I try to take a step back and look at my thoughts. I recognize that my thoughts are just thoughts. I remind myself that just like my heart beats and my lungs breathe, my mind thinks, and that's its job. I don't judge or beat myself up for the thoughts my mind generates. Instead, I try to challenge the thoughts. Is that really true? Am I certain about that? Because I know that when my thoughts run away with me and I try to predict the future and get into all the what ifs, I worry, and worry gets me nowhere good. We see this every day in our offices with anxious parents who worry about every spit up and gas pain when the baby we're seeing is absolutely perfect. So when I catch myself doing this, I remind myself and even tell my patients that there is good evolutionary reason to worry. If we were living in cave days and I didn't worry about my environment, I might get eaten by a bear. And if I didn't worry about what people thought of me, I might get kicked out of the clan, left to fend for myself, and potentially die. Clearly, these are not concerns today. In today's world, worrying might get me to look both ways before I cross the street, or it might give a child a healthy dose of stranger danger. But in today's world, worrying can often cause us more harm than good. When I remind myself of this, it allows me to not judge myself for worrying. I accept it as normal and natural, but recognize that it's just not serving me at this moment and I need to stop it. So what do? Say don't worry? That's always easier said than done. When I find myself getting swept away by thoughts, worries, and anxieties, I use my second technique, which is focusing on the current moment to sort of break the spell and reset. I take a deep breath, I pause, I refocus my attention on my breath or my body. I feel my feet grounded on the floor, all the usual mindfulness stuff, and I come back into the present moment. When I focus on my breath, I cannot focus on my thoughts. I can only pay attention to one thing at a time. Deep breathing has the added benefit of increasing vagal tone, which decreases the fight or flight physiologic symptoms in my body and increases the rest and relaxation state. Finally, when I'm calm and in a good place, I do what I can to improve my situation. I recognize that there are lots of circumstances that I have no control over. If I can't control it, I try to accept it for what it is, acknowledge my feelings around it, and respond from there. I do not want to be a victim of circumstance. For example, I know that I can't control the weather. If a hurricane ruins my vacation, I am definitely going to be disappointed, but I'm not going to sit around moping and complaining. I'm going to get a travel voucher and go shopping for batteries of water or whatever else I need to do to prepare for the storm. I try hard to take this approach in all situations I'm faced with. So that's it, my 3 techniques to help me deal. First, I recognize and accept my thoughts without judging myself. Second, I use mindfulness techniques to bring me back to reality when I'm off on a dangerous thinking tangent. And third, I let go of things that I can't control while working to improve things that I can. And I try really hard not to judge myself when I fail to do any of this well. which is often. So I hope this is helpful to you in some small way. The mindfulness techniques that I mentioned don't necessarily come naturally. They require awareness and practice. And like physical exercise, it's best to practice mindfulness regularly so the muscles are ready for when you need them. One last thing. I am well aware that these tools are not enough to help excessive stress and worries. If you feel that you are falling below the functioning level, that you might be depressed or truly stuck, please seek professional help. These techniques will not be enough to help in those circumstances. Don't hesitate to reach out to me directly if you have any questions or concerns, or if you just want to talk. Thanks so much.